or they try to.
What in God's name is going on in here? What was that ruckus? What ruckus?
Mr. Wolf, what time is it?
I've been staring at the moon. I've been staring at the moon.
What up, though? We back for another episode of 12 a.m. Wolf. This is episode 3. I don't know. It don't matter. Anyway, we back. I'm with my brother, Cass Hefner. What's the word, baby?
What's going on, brother? 12 a.m. Wolf. We are back.
We ain't get canceled yet.
Yeah, I do want to apologize, y'all, for the delay. This corporate world be having your boy tired. I had my time mixed up the last week, but
They don't. This is real time. They don't know.
No.
They got this shit when we ready to give it to them. That's the beauty of owning your own shit. But yeah, so I hit you up about this episode in particular, right? Because to Cass's point, man, some of these topics we like, nah, bro. Like we need like live shit that like you could take after you listen to this episode. Because we got good feedback on the Flam episode. The last one about the marketing principles, we got good feedback on that one too. On this one, you know what I'm saying? We talking about social media, which I feel like is we need to like have a reshaping of like how people utilize this shit, bro. So that's why, and I know, you know what I'm saying? We've got some brand deals. You've had brand deals and stuff. So like we got to talk to people on how social media still could work, but you got to play it the right way, right? Now tell me this before we start, because I have two things that I feel like is what messed up this generation, or like the past 10 years of like how we got to where we are, like how shit just started to degenerate, right? So two occurrences happened that I feel like shifted everything in our culture, right? One, when Plies made it cool to run off on the plug, ran off on the plug, never caught it by. When he said that shit, it made it sound cool. That let everybody know, like, cool. No, it was never cool, right? But he made it sound cool, and everybody's like, oh, you mean I don't have to pay nobody back?
You do have to pay back.
No accountability? I could just run off? Oh, fuck this.
That goes back to the marketing.
You have to pay. You have to pay.
Because when you say that, though, that's what brought in the slime culture.
Mm-hmm. That's where it became cool to be slimy, snaky, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shiesty, all of that. Like
everything is not what you're supposed to be, especially with your own. So day one. So,
right.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. Okay.
That's one. Because it shifted the whole like this, right? The other thing is right. This we already know about the clout era, but like when everybody just crashed out for clout, right? Because, you know, we read it was like the Gary Vaynerchuk's, all of like marketing, branding people that's like, oh, attention is the new currency. You know what I'm saying? Attention is the new currency, which is true. But our people took it, and not even our people as in black people, but like our generation of people and all that took it as like, nah, we about to just like crash out for clout by any means. I just got to get some videos to go viral here.
So honestly, what happened is this, right? We went from being... Not everybody had the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start how it started. First, everybody didn't have the internet. Feel me?
Yep.
2, if you did have the internet, you had dial-up. And if you didn't have 2 lines, your mama wouldn't let you be on the phone that long.
Right.
3, everybody didn't have a social media.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like when Black Planet was out, niggas was still outside. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just so happened to be fortunate enough. I had an older guy brother who had Black Planet. And you know me, wherever the women at, I'm at.
That's what. So yeah.
The girls is on the internet. I'm on the internet, like crazy. So boom. I want to say like social media really started getting a grip on people like that 2010.
Yeah.
Because that's when everybody started having phones because of Metro, so everybody got internet access.
Yep.
But like you said, as we gradually are going on, it did start. It's really Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Instagram's what did it. Instagram. 'Cause
Instagram,
Facebook,
like,
you had to
it's
have
really-
a
yeah.
login, a
You had
college
to have a
login, and all that
login,
shit.
and it was like Facebook still has some decorum. Now the new Facebook is that's Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't even.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of seeing CC, and I think it's something in this porn. I'm like, whoa. I
Check the
I'm
comments.
I'm on Twitter for that. You
Right.
know. But
Hey, real quick. Remember Tumblr? All right, I'm done.
you feel me? Like, but yeah, so basically Instagram came out, right? And Instagram came out when they made it available for other platforms. Because remember when Instagram first came out, it was only for Apple phones.
Yep.
Once they opened it up to Samsung and Apple phones, now you got a whole nother set of people. Now you getting a whole new thing of posts. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then, like you said, we've had these moments of it's like the internet has sucked people out of reality. So it's like on the internet every day it can always be some type of shock value.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Now with that shock value, it is your negativity.
Yep.
Comes with the shock value, and that's where we at now as far as with the internet, and with this social media platform. But you still got your balance on, what's what.
Well, so here's my other thing. Again, some more rules from the street. Dealers versus users, bro. We in the age now where everybody the user. You mentioned Instagram. Instagram is the drug, bro. And I always challenge people in this era, like, either be a producer or a consumer. You feel me? Because people out here, the thing that I hate the most, and you mentioned it, like when people be like, oh, CC, check the comments, this and that. When people be like, hey, is this real? You think this is real? Or like anytime somebody see any type of argument or a fight or something, it be staged content, and people be coming to you like, hey, is this real or not? And I'm like, bro, stop being a user. Stop just doing the dope. Start selling the dope. Make your own content and pump that. Like, because it irks me that, to your point, the perception of what's real and what isn't is lost on us when people go online. But also the people who's making it know what they're doing, right? They're doing that so that they can continue to get the clicks and they can be populated around. And the shadow of doubt is what's causing people's curiosity.
Not only that, a lot of this stuff just be clickbait.
Yep.
You feel me? And AI don't make things no better now. Like, I keep telling everybody, the new joke, when I finally learn how to work AI is going to be, I was walking around social media. Might not have been walking in real life, but I was walking around social media. You know what I'm saying? And now the internet, so people, like I said, like you, to your point, people have become users of the internet so tough now to where they don't even understand they smoking bad dope.
Nah.
Like, people just read what they see online and be like, oh yeah, that's what's really happening. Not knowing, like, this ain't got shit to do with shit. Like,
prime example, and I was trying to let you make it, bro, but like, we all been keeping up with what's been going on in New Orleans, right? With the with the escaped prisoners and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the parlays is going crazy on the black timeline, on the algorithm. It is what it is. I'm intrigued in the story because, New Orleans is about like a 6-hour drive from where I'm at down here and all that shit, right? So I still be like, oh, what's going on? But like, people was kept resharing and stuff like, all right, y'all, we down to 2 people, we down to 3 people.
And it's just like,
but if you click CNN, they only caught 5 people. It's still 5 people at large, right?
Like, and I'm bad because, like you said,
do some research. All it takes is 1 or 2 clicks to do some additional research.
They keep trying to kill my parlay. My money on Link. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so again, after further research, wait, hold on, because you said you had Linton, right? Okay,
yeah, I got Linton.
After further research, I was like Derek Gross. I was like him, right?
Yeah.
After doing further research, the Antoine dude with all the face tats, him and Derek is the ones who did it, and Lyndon is like the third dude with them. Like, it's those 3 that's like the head of all of this shit, right? That's how, as you do due diligence, know that. They said your boy Derek comes from like a crime family and all of that, so this ain't his first rodeo. And the Antoine nigga done escaped. This like his 3rd or 4th escape.
4th time escape.
So these are the vets. The other niggas is the crash outs, right? You know what I'm saying? So,
and they getting caught, bro. Like, they just showed them niggas walking up the, bro. They still got the same jail clothes on, basically. And it's like,
one of the dudes was asleep at the bus stop, bro.
Cooked at the bus stop. Like, if you was gonna you could have stayed where you was at. Y'all know y'all ain't going nowhere.
But get this. Guess how they was finding some of them?
Internet.
Instagram.
Of course, the young niggas
Going live.
Bro, that nigga went straight to the block.
Yep.
My
The first place they was gonna look for him.
Let me tell you something. Let me come to where I'm at right now, and I just escaped jail. My cousin, who is sitting right here on the other side of the screen, is gonna beat the hell out of me before I even get 2 houses down. Like, bro, why are you about to make everything hot? Like, bro, aiding and abetting a fugitive is a serious crime.
Yeah.
And I'm going to that, like going to shock value with the internet. Like, and we in a time now where people don't mind doing dumbass crimes. Just don't get you
They don't.
real F1 felonies.
Niggas do that and turn and look at the camera like, yeah. You be like, nigga, you know they really stabbing niggas in jail, right? Like, just so you know, that smile is gonna turn upside down real quick.
Bro, this ain't that.
Look,
So if you're reading this and you're doing illegal things online,
hey, stop. Just stop.
Stop doing it.
Just stop.
There's gonna be some people out there who are, you know how people like to hate and like to go look at your Instagram. I'm in Michigan. Marijuana is legal.
Yeah. Well, they about to ban it in Texas.
You know,
I'm so pissed. That's a whole nother story, though. We get to that. They just sent some shit out like as of September, THC will no longer. I'm like, bro, fuck my life. But no, back to that shit though. Like you said, too, nigga. If some shit like that were to happen, I'm not going to Bowling Green. I'm not going to Memphis. I'm not going back to Detroit. I'm going somewhere completely left field where they wouldn't think to look at me. They'd be like, oh, he went to school in Ohio, so he might be in Ohio. He might be in Tennessee. This not. I'll be in Seattle or some shit that nobody would ever expect for me to be at. Completely left field and just but out there dangling though, like kicking it in Seattle, like because niggas don't know me.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. For the ones who got like them minor charges, I just would have stayed at the jail, bro.
Bro, you know what it was? They was recruited to be the crash outs and the pawns and all of that to slow everybody up. Like, so they can feel like they had a...
But at the end of the day, it's just like, once again, technology, social media, y'all going to get caught, bro. Yeah. Like, you're going to get caught. Like, that's one thing that I'm glad we rung up with this social media shit. Like, you can... My mama told me back in fucking 98, be careful what you putting online because it's a digital footprint. Nothing that you put online is ever erased. And Facebook memories show you every day. Because like your Facebook memories literally go back to, it'll go back like today is the 24th. I guarantee I got some Facebook memories from May 24th, 2007. I mean, we in 2025.
You know how it was when the statuses used to be, it'd be like, such and such is, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, us being kids, I'll never forget this shit. I was online at, I had like logged in because we had little computer labs on campus and stuff, and it was like low gross is. I was like currently searching the campus for dome. Like
yeah. What the fuck? Get into that because I be looking at some of my old stuff like, well, you is a horny little nasty.
Right.
What is wrong with you?
Looking for the chewing. Looking for the chewing.
Who told you that this shit was cute?
Shock value.
But also, the difference now is back then, a private page was exactly what it meant. It wasn't none of your, like people didn't have the ability to screen record like how we got now.
Yep.
You couldn't see it or be there to actually experience or see what it was like. And the go back for the live really wasn't hitting because you didn't miss everything in the comments.
Right.
The comments didn't even show on live.
Yep.
Like when Facebook first started with live and all that, you couldn't get all that stuff. All you seen was the person that the person was responding to. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just yeah.
I want to take it back to what you were saying though, like with the shock value part of it, because it's like our people, there's still business in doing social media, right? I'm to the point now where it's like you just log on, promote your stuff, and then get off. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it now, right? Because I do the you know this already. I do the ghost mode shit because I realized I had got to a certain point with the show where if I would be at the gym or I'd be out at the movies or whatever, this is not to be cocky or I had a big head, but like I would bump into people, you know what I'm saying? Or like if people saw that I was going to a certain gym, niggas, oh, low gross, oh, what's up? And I'm like, this is down here. Up there is different because niggas know me up there. But when people started doing that shit down here, I was like, all right. So I started, if I'm at one gym, I'll post after I leave But then even then, I'll post it as a gym like on a complete other side of town. Like we got 3 Top Golfs here. If I'm kicking it at Top Golf, I put that I'm at the one way on the other side of town because I don't want niggas to know that I'll be at this one. Like
I am a firm believer. I post at the Ali.
Yep.
You might not get Saturday's post till Wednesday. Like prime example, I just got over here where I'm at, and one of my cousins like, "Oh, look like you went to the bar this week." No, that is from something from 3 years ago that was in my archive. I was
sitting on that shit. Yep.
You feel me? Like, and it popped in on this day for social media. So you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
like,
bro, how many times have you seen me post some shit that I'm in Detroit, that I'm over on Broad Street, or I'm, you know what I'm saying, at Mama house or something? Like, you was just in town. It was like, nah, bro, that was like months ago. Ghost mode. Like half the time when I come up there to visit, people don't know that they don't know that I've been up there. Bro, I done flew back to Houston, came home, took a shit, and then like posted or whatever. People and my phone blow. Oh, you at the crib? I'm like, bro, I'm sitting on the toilet back in the H.
I'm sitting on the toilet in the H right now.
Like
should have caught me while I was there. But that's also the next thing too with social media, and I don't like though. Like people, I ain't got no beat.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And I'm blessed and fortunate enough that my little cousins and them ain't got no beat.
Yep.
But everybody ain't blessed and fortunate to have them little cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be at the restaurant with the demons and they on live.
Right.
Please
pull up. Drop the low. Drop the low.
Please don't let me be. I done got shot before. I don't want it again.
Right.
Please don't Swiss cheese me. I don't. You feel? I don't want the belt. I don't want the button.
Right. Whatever they call it, belt to ass.
Hey, listen, I don't even want the binary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how social media is now. Like, bro, you can be somewhere, right? And it can be safe, but the wrong people can come into that establishment and based on social media, with the people they beefing with, now you are in some shit and you got to hurry up and get your family out the situation.
Yeah. Not prime example. Remember we started tycooning, right? So we started hanging out in the suburbs. We was going to like Laurel Park. Remember when we'd be at the Hamilton Room or the Palladium and all of that stuff? It's like, all right, this not Star Southfield, this not Star Fairlane, this the Palladium is different. But then after like a month or two, I think we was there for like a couple summers, and then you just start seeing like niggas like at the Palladium, and you like, yeah, this ain't upscale no more. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta find a new low key spot now. Like,
why are you here?
Right. How did you even find this place? Did y'all follow me? Like, this is like, who got gas money to drive this far out here, motherfucker?
Hey, listen, when you start going across 8 Mile,
yeah,
cause you driving up Woodward 9.
Cause you know, I told you how Farmington Hills was, so I learned all the little back roads out there. Yeah. Stuff. You a lot closer to the fun shit in Farmington Hills. Like 12 Oaks is right here. This is over here. This. So slide down 696 if I got to. Like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Everybody else got to drive all the way back. Y'all drunk, toasted. Got to worry about the police. I know how to ride down Maple. You know what I'm saying? Down a little roundabout and dip down. You know this. Hey,
I ain't gonna lie. I like
Farmington Hills.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I like to ride at 13 Mile myself.
See, 13 too hot. You gotta go. Because 13 still Farmington Hills. I go through West Bloomfield and then dip back down into Farmington Hills.
No, this is what I've learned, right? So just based on where we from, okay? Mm-hmm. 14 Mile is Wyoming.
Yep.
13 Mile for me and my transit for me going to and from work is going to be Myers.
Okay.
It's less lights.
Yep.
It can be hotter.
Yeah.
But it's less lights.
Yep.
But you know, like I know, when you driving to Myers, if you doing what you supposed to do,
the
odds of you getting flicked are less compared to you getting flicked on Wyoming. You can randomly, and that's that people be randomly getting flicked on 14.
No, for sure.
And I'm in an Uber, so I ain't worried about nothing anyway.
Right.
But it's just the whole fact, like I feel like the flow of traffic is a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But
nah, you right. You are right. You are correct, sir. But so here's the thing too, like, because back to the location part of it, because people have taken all of this to be negative, right? I want to talk a little bit about why this stuff works or how it is supposed to work. Not necessarily for the clout chasing and pulling up on niggas this and that, right? Because when I was working on the podcast, like really building the brand, and I had to travel for work all the time, what helped me like push it a lot further was when I was traveling, making my posts geo-targeted, right? Because when you geo-target your post, it puts you on the algorithm for whatever that area is. So you'll get larger reach in that area, right? So like if I had to go to like, you know what I'm saying, Vegas or whatever, and I make a post in Vegas, now my brand is now in Vegas technically, right? And so I'm on the Vegas algorithm. And at least for a week or two, even after I've come back home, my stuff is still circulating on that algorithm. So that's why I still believe in like location-based, you know what I'm saying?
Location-based is still great. And you can never go wrong with a good hashtag.
Right.
Like, if you want to flies in the wheelchair, I'm going to buy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like my personal hashtag. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of working on the thing out. I'm handsome for real.
Yeah, I seen that.
Other stuff. We got it.
Side brands.
Yeah, side. But yeah, bro. Location is always good. Like I said, you can never go wrong online with a hashtag because a hashtag, like you said, it kind of brands you with other things that are going on. Like, never go wrong, like on the TikTok or Instagram with the hashtag explore page because depending on at the time, and this goes back to what we talked about with marketing on the last episode, you got to kind of know where your algorithm is popping as well, so you can know in what slots. Well, only on Instagram. I like TikTok's algorithm because they still go back based off of a time frame based compared to what Instagram now. I can put something up today. You probably won't see it. It'll pop up new to you 2 days from now.
Right.
But I just, you know what I'm saying? The timestamp. The timestamp thing is great as well. So yeah, that's it. But location is always gonna be, especially like if you out of town with a brand, like from Miami Beach, you type in Miami Beach, put your stuff next to there, like you gonna always
you good.
Like
you got people that just click that shit and just scroll through.
They're just clicking through, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like even Snapchat now got it kind of set up to where like certain hashtags, you can just click on the hashtag and it'll do it. Like I said, you can't go bad with a hashtag because even the cities now, like if you on Instagram or TikTok, if you click on somebody say like right now I'm Inkster, if somebody click on Inkster's thing, you can see what everybody else in Inkster is posting. And if the city got some stuff out, you know what I'm saying? The hashtag is really good for also, once again, going back to last week's episode, marketing.
Yep. Well, because it also helps with what they call search engine optimization marketing, which for any business, that's what you want. And it's basically keywords. It's like any words that, to your point, that any people search up, you will now come on their algorithm to like find that. So explore page, you can have your personal one. Cause remember like how Fab used to like have all these different hashtags? That was cool. But like now it's like, okay, for instance, if after we do this show, if you post and you be like fly us in the wheelchair, thank God I'm handsome. But then you say marketing, hashtag SEO, hashtag social media, hashtag, you know what I'm saying? All of that shit will populate and then it will also create your own personal brand for flies in the wheelchair, thank God I'm handsome, because as you keep doing that now that attaches your brand to all of this other shit going down. You know what I'm saying? So it's beneficial to use it. People used to, it's annoying. Why you got so many hashtags? Like, nah.
Because it hurts.
Yeah.
Man, and it's crazy we talking about this. I was just on Instagram, bro, and I just seen the video, right? And now it's starting to come out about like how celebrities don't pay for shit.
Nah.
And basically, it was one of Michael Jackson's old security guards just basically saying like anytime they was going out to London or something like that, if he wanted to stay, let's just say he wanted to go stay at the Trump Tower in London or whatever, he calls Trump Tower in London and say, hey, look, I need the presidential suite. We ain't paying for shit, but each day I'm here, I'll let people know
that's where I'm staying. Yep.
Michael Jackson, you know how many people him? Yeah, we're going to give you this free room. Because now you're going to have people, it can be fucking bumfuck May 13th.
Yep. Nothing going on.
Going on a Wednesday, and now all of a sudden, the hotel is
the lobby packed the fuck out. Everybody in there.
And this is the thing, people get rooms, and they going to get these rooms for 2 or 3 days because Mike has already said, I'm going to be here for a week.
Right.
Type ordeal, you know what I'm saying? So, and that in today's time would be where this all goes back to hashtags, and location.
No, that's accurate, bro. Influencer marketing, and that's what I want to talk about too, because you an influencer, I'm an influencer, and I feel like now influencer gets such a negative term, but that's why I want to educate people on how it can work for you, right? So I've had the opportunity of being on both sides of the table, right? So I've been for agencies and like brands that's like, hey, we need to get an influencer. Let's go find some. Like, this is what we're looking for, right? So when they get on your page and all that, they're not looking at the comments. They're looking at the engagement. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about, I'll take that back. They're not looking at likes. Likes is the last metric. They're looking at engagement, reach, volume, all of that stuff, right? And then you have some people, because even to your point, yeah, and shares. Even to your point, they're not even really looking for people with 1 million something followers and all that. They would rather they have what they call micro and nano influencers, right? Where if you got like 2,500 followers, 1,500 followers, but you got heavy engagement where like people is in tune and stuff, and you really like driving the conversion, they'd rather spend the money with you than a bot. You know, somebody who got like 150,000 followers, but like they got a bunch of spam bots and stuff commenting on their stuff underneath. So people can see the discrepancy between the amount of likes and you know what I'm saying, the amount of activity that you have. If you got like 150 followers and you got a post and it's only like 10 people like liking it, but then like it ain't nothing going on in the comments, something's not right there. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna get the opportunity.
That's where you can tell with people that, you know what I'm saying, bought their followers, and then it's not no real, like, so what happened, honestly, like I said, going back to Instagram, it went from, we want to deal with you because you got these likes, to people starting to realize, like, okay, you got these likes, but your people don't engage. And not only do your people not engage, you can't get nobody to buy the product.
Right. No conversion. You can't convert shit. You're not influencing people.
And that's the part to where social media has kind of like put a hold on marketing, but has also lifted marketing up as well, for real. You know what I'm saying? As far as just like, it doesn't make sense that you can get 50,000 likes on a post, but you can't get 5 people to order.
Exactly. That's how that should be, bro. That's,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got 50,000 people to like. If you got 50,000 people to like a post, but you can't get 5 people to spend 5, it's not good marketing. Yeah. And here's the thing: it helps you for your brand, but it doesn't help somebody else trying to build their brand.
Right.
One second. This is where. Hold on. I'm in the middle of doing a podcast episode, bro, and I'm about to. Yeah, you super loud. As soon as you came in, you just. Yeah. I need y'all to go in the kitchen, too. All right. Like right now. Good thing we can edit this part out.
Right.
Put a little commercial.
Yeah.
Put a little commercial part. Yeah, just we good. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Y'all just. And we was good until, you know what I'm saying. This one was
live from the trap. But we was talking about
the marketing.
Yeah.
You can 50,000 likes, no 5. And the thing is, it's good for your brand, but it's gonna mess you up from getting other brands because people fail to realize these brands talk. You might not think Pepsi and Coca-Cola talk to each other, but they do, talk because it's
bro, I've been in those rooms where they like, we need somebody to do this, and then like you go down the rabbit hole of like, all right, watch this person. They give you a couple people, you go down their page, you looking for certain things, and then you be like, they be like, they was at the bar taking shots off of people's bodies. All right, nope, next. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they posted guns. Nope, next. You know what I'm saying? Like it's. And so, you know how I am online, bro. If I see somebody doing something that's working, I'll share it. I'll share it automatically. Like if it's an artist, if it's a brand or whatever, I'll share it because I know that they need those metrics and those numbers when they trying to leverage it in the meeting. That's the shit that you take it to the meeting to leverage.
And you gotta also remember too, to the people that's listening, certain products and certain people that you are marketing are going to have certain standards that another company might not have. For me personally, I know a marijuana brand is going to want to do business with me because that's me. But I also know how to market this to where I know that it's legal here in Michigan,
Yep.
so it can be done here in Michigan. You see what I'm saying? I won't try and take this stuff out of town because that's gonna either get me in trouble or get that brand in trouble.
Yeah, even on the marketing tip, yeah, because they have so many regulations of what they can
The
do.
laws and the regulations don't do anything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of times too is sometimes you gotta know where your market is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to brand ambassador and social influencing of things online, I like to be with things that I know are a part of me.
Yep. That makes it easier. It makes it
easy. You feel me? Like I done grown out of suit and ties. I don't know how I did it, and I want to get back to it, but I know for a fact I can't get a men's warehouse to be like, oh, we'll do something compared to I can get a city gear.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I can get like a urban.
I was gonna say, talk about your what? Because this is time to flex a little bit. Remember when you had got the wine deal? Come on.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So the wine deal, right? So shouts out to Rose Wine. So the wine deal honestly came because of somebody who was on Must Be Two Sides with it. You know what I'm saying? But shouts out to Todd Hopkins. That's his wine.
Yep.
If you go back and look at that episode, which you can go look on the Must Be Two Sides. You know what I'm saying? Ty was like, the wine was set up for men to drink out of red cup. This wasn't no wine for you to go be bougie off in a cigar bar. No, this is because his thing, he don't drink liquor. So when he go pull up on the block, instead of giving out Hennessy and 1800, we drink a wine.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, which is still good because it's an entry level to it, because as you start sipping on that, then you start expanding your selection from there and all of that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You could get another. And some of these brands, they know who they dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like when people go holler at Snoop, you know what comes with Uncle Snoop.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Snoop just made like $6 million a day or $2 million a day during the Paris Olympics just off of his name alone.
Yep.
But with his name comes the fact of the matter, Snoop can bring 5 million likes, but Snoop gonna also get you 50,000 people who gonna pay for something.
Mm-hmm. Now,
so your marketing and who you are, your brand, you have gotten people so locked in to where it's like, well, shoot, I'm trying it. I want to try it too.
Yep. So I
remember. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, remember, was it a couple years back? And I still got this shit too. I got to start back up with it. But like, remember when I hit you about the Adidas deal?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how I got that shit, bro. Like, so it was during the time where, and this is I'm saying, like, you got to be strategic with like what's going on with the brand, what's going on, and find your opportunity. But like, remember when Kanye was moving on from Yeezy, and there was all that dispute that was going on with that, right?
Yeah.
So after, like, you could tell Adidas was like, all right, shit, well, we got to sell all this stuff off. Now we know Adidas like mainstay is this retro line or whatever. The top tens, the shell toes, the gazelles, the sambas. Right, that's bread and butter for them for real, because it's the nostalgia play, right? Like if it ain't the dope boys from the 80s or like the OG dudes, it's the Turkish like henchmen and the soccer players and all that shit, right? So Yeezys just made it like mainstream for everybody to rock Adidas and stuff. Yeah. So when that went away, they like, oh shit. So they had issued out this stuff, like trying to get like influencers and stuff, you know, to try to reheat the brand up or save face for the brand. So I had submitted, you know what I'm saying? And all I did, bro, in my proposal, I just talked about my love for Adidas, which, you know, I talked about what it means to me, what it means to my neighborhood, where I come from, how Adidas itself, the brand, and I spoke to like certain shoes and this and that, and I said like how that's a status symbol where we come from. The top 10s was the Jordans before Jordans, right? Back in the early 80s, before Jordan was Jordan, top 10s was considered the most expensive shoe.
You gotta have some top 10s. You from Dexter.
That's all I have is top 10s.
Like, that's what I'm saying. You from that, but that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah,
like you are you feel me? Like Dexter, the heart of Dexter.
Yeah.
You feel me? Is that Dark Side you from?
Yeah.
Okay, Dark Side.
Dark Side.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's a staple.
Yeah.
Like, you might catch an OG over there right now with some top 10s on right now. You know what I'm saying?
When I learned the power of it, and I said this, when I was in high school, and I was over at CMA or whatever, and I had to walk down to my uncle's house where the Mammoth store was on Grand River and Greenfield.
Yeah.
And somebody tried to slide up on me one time, and when they got up on me, they seen what kind of shoes I had on, and he stopped, and he was like, "Hey, you from over there?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he didn't want the problems and kept it moving. So from then on, I was like,
because at certain shoes are a staple
yeah,
for certain areas.
yeah.
Here, you know what I'm saying? Like top 10s in a certain color was kind of like gangbanging back.
Oh yeah, with the I had the checkered laces. Remember when I had the checkered laces? That was your fault though. That was you. Put me up on that. But then I came down here and I'm on the north side of Houston. I'm just doing my thing, minding my business. I got my Detroit hat on. I got on some top 10s. I walk up in the barber shop. I sit down. I don't see this old nigga in the chair over here. Dude told, hey, young blood, where you from? I look, you know how it is. Gangbanging in Detroit not the same as like out there, but it's like, hey, I'm from the dark side of Dexter Ave. What's up? You know what I'm saying? What you doing? He's like, you know who I am? I'm like, nah, who is you? Should I? Kurt McGirt. OGYBI. Like.
Hey, listen. The perfect one. Listen, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's Kurt. Like,
yeah.
And listen, our Bill, Detroit had Adidas on.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta know who I am.
Yeah.
I've heard of
I heard of you, but he was 30 years before me and all of that shit. So of course I'm not gonna know him.
But I know who.
Yeah, your name precedes you. Say, oh yeah, for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Sure.
How you doing?
We had locked in after that too. Like I hung out with him for a couple months after that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Before he was a stopgap. He's on some other shit, but like we hung out and stuff. Got to learn a whole lot of shit. So it's like it is what it is. You feel me? Like, but that's what I'm saying. Influence, but then also like being true to what it is, who you are, and what it is that you do, and leveraging the opportunity. So now with my code, when I share my code out for Adidas, it's like I sell Adidas. It's not sell Adidas, but like you get the commission off of it. So I get anytime somebody uses like my link to buy, I get like 10% off of whatever they buy. If they download the app, I get 5%. Like that's part of the contract that I have, and I just keep redoing that shit. Yeah.
Listen, brand deals, people. Brand deal. Yo, social media can get you some extra money. You just gotta work it right.
Oh yeah, because here's the thing. Even though I submitted for it, there's still a review period, right? So I'm sure they had to go back, they had to look, they had to see what was going on my page and this and that. But I also submitted content pieces, like how you said, like with Roseline and this and that. So I went back, I had did like little content on YouTube with the Adidas, and like I did like a little reel with showing off my top 10 collection and like my old pairs and my new pairs and shit like this and that. And I guess they like that shit.
And you know, sometimes too, like on Twitter, people was getting brand deals. They would send somebody on Twitter a DM, and they would say how many retweets before I can get. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And for a while, it was certain stuff like that. That'd be the kind of shock value that a show a company like, shoot, especially if you somebody who only got like 2,000 followers, you can get like 50,000 people. Because that's an engagement that they can see where you have tried from one small seed that ended up blossoming into something bigger. Yeah. So, you know, you got to really just like social media is powerful these days, because not only from a personal but from a marketing, but you got to be careful what it is you putting out there. And for the people watching this episode, I suggest you keep your personal over here and keep your business over here, because if you try and intertwine them like how I got going on and trying to...
Wait, hold on. We high level Jedis though. We can blend because we are who we are. Our brand is we are personalities. Who we are is what we do. Like,
but I had to clean it up though. You see what I'm saying? Like certain things you gotta even with me being able to get them marijuana sponsors, they can't see certain stuff that you see what I'm saying? Like you can still be you, but you gotta.
For instance, you could get a marijuana deal, right? But you can't be out here posting with guns and doing this and that because you can't intertwine guns and weed.
Exactly.
Me, on the other hand, because I'm in Texas and because I'm at the range and doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like that, bro. I'm about to mod out my AR-15 and all of that shit. So like, the pieces and stuff that I'll be buying to like put on there, I'll tag the suppliers and all of that, because this is not me in the trap posting with guns. This is me at the range where and this is part of the culture that is down here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I will, and
like Black Rambo.
Yes. But what I do is I'm still strategic about it. I don't just show, you know what I'm saying? It don't just be, oh, look at my gun. Like, I don't flash this shit, but like I show me at the range, and then I'll say like what kind it is or this or that, because there's gun clubs, there's, you know, like you said, there's Glock sponsorships, there's SIG sponsorships, there's Smith and Wesson
And if
sponsorships.
you do something from the house and that kind of standpoint, for me, I would be more so on the cleaning.
Yes, which is what I be
Or
on.
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like it be way like to get into these worlds, but like I said, you got to make sure that you tailor.
Yeah. But on the flip side, if I'm gonna do that, if I'm gonna feature the gun content, it's me doing it from a responsible, like, you know what I'm saying? This is how I clean my Glock. You know what I'm saying? It's not, yeah, nigga, I got the Glock,
Exactly.
I got the new one with this and that. It's like, nah, this
Exactly.
is how I do it. And yeah, I typically like to use these type of cloths to clean mine. Oh, the polymer is amazing. Like, oh, you like this versus aluminum.
Yeah. Or this brand versus this brand. Like,
Yeah.
I like when I see people doing like a Sig Sawyer 9 versus Glock 9, or F&N versus what's that other good version of it?
The Walther, you got the Walther is a good one too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or really, honestly, I like to see the argument between a Glock and a Heckler and Koch.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're doing that, but all of this goes back into, it's a social media presence of a product that you're maintaining that won't make Adidas mad and pull back because it don't look like you doing something illegal with your Adidas on.
Right.
Because it's all, once again, going back to the previous episode, cross promotion on all of this stuff.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes one wrong slip up and you out of here. You don't have no brand deal.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They
Take this down
immediately. Cease and desist.
So I'll tell you the other part of it too, though, because like even having the family content and all of that too, we get brand deals like when we go on trips and shit, right? So like my wife, like we went to Mexico last year, and we got like a brand deal for like matching family outfits. So if you've seen the pictures, like each day we had different set of outfits, and we got paid to do that. Like it's the mom, the dad, and you know what I'm saying?
And with that, it's like, that's their own certain things. You gotta kind of keep them in their own box. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have possibly, even if they had, let's just say y'all went to California, y'all did. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They would have loved to match the uniforms, but I think they would have had a problem during that time. You know what I'm saying? It was a quick little John Morant moment.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like, I'm trying to get my cross promotion in, because the people who made this ain't gonna care, but the people who paying me for these outfits,
they're gonna care, right? Because it's family. Like you think like, oh, I'm protecting my family, and Glock is like, yeah, protect your family with a Glock, and it's like, but the brand is like, no, family, like be at the park.
Family.
Yeah.
He's like Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not the hustle and bustle.
Right.
No, we wanted to see a beautiful Sunday, you know, after church, maybe.
Yeah.
Ice cream in a place where no crime happens.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
We don't want the element of crime. Nah.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta get. But with that though, once again, it's like with your social, just like you keep saying this whole episode, you gotta keep those social. It gotta be clean.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to keep it informative, you have to be a respectable journalist.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're going to be a sports guy, you got to be sports all around. You just can't just be
chime in here
your
and there.
favorite player. Yeah, you got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to be on what it is that you're on with your social media. And go ahead.
No, I'm with you there. So let me ask you, because before we get into some of these questions from the audience, because that's where I feel like we could do a deeper dive, I wanted to touch a little bit about just back on like troll culture, right? Because like you said, if you have an opinion and that's how you feel about your opinion, and we know, and you consistent in that opinion, cool, get your shit off, right? But you have some people that legitimately just like, I'm gonna go on here and say fuck LeBron James, and like, you know what I'm saying? If that's your only strategy, you might need to rethink your strategy, bro. Like that trolling,
Well, you know
like
what?
doing stuff that's outside of who you are.
I ain't gonna lie, right? Here's the thing. In today's time, people like a good troll.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, let's keep it a bean. Instagram ain't been as exciting since 6ix9ine got off Instagram.
True. That shit was wild. That was a wild time.
Like, to be honest, like when you really think about it, like during that time, regardless of what you thought of him and this, that, and the third, you was going to go see because he was a good troll. You see what I'm saying? Now it be like, I ain't with all that this and the dead.
Yeah.
I don't need that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, file that over with the plies running off on the plug shit, right?
Yeah,
This is right
you know what I'm
this is the
saying?
dead plies running off on the plug right there.
You feel me? Like, you might make a joke here and there, but I ain't really, nah, you know what I'm saying? Then it's that whole, like, I don't like being misogynistic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then the next thing is just, you gotta just be careful, bro. Like, everything can't always be going hard on the women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and to the fellas who do that all day online, it makes you look bad. But
Hey, that's what messed up podcasting. That's why. If you notice, that's why I hit you. I got quiet. I got low, and I was like, bro, like I got to figure out a new angle because not even for me, because I'm good. I ain't never, I was never on that shit, right?
Yeah.
But what happens is if you out and people say, or if I be like, oh, I got a podcast, like, you be on there bashing women too, huh? And it's like you making it look bad. I'm out here really trying to teach the community and shit.
I don't do no I stay away from the role relationship thing. Leave me. I don't even have a successful relationship I want to speak on. So I just leave.
This nigga say I'm not qualified for this.
Yeah, I'm not qualified. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when to hold them and where to fold them in today.
Well, here's the thing though. I'm qualified. You know what I'm saying? Being happily married for damn near 8 years and all that. But guess what? Nobody wants happiness. They want like, talk about the time when y'all was at each other's necks. And it's like, it's not like that. Like,
bro, we don't have moments where we're always like,
right.
Hey, I want to love you. You know
right.
What I'm
we work through our shit. Like our problems don't be like who you talking to, what you doing. It'd be like, all right, should we put the red one up or the blue one up? I don't know. Let's you know what I'm saying? We be having business discussions and shit. Like that's what me and Neezy be on. We don't argue. Like if anything, probably the most argument was like me taking my shoes off in the crib or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Listen, get over shit stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You argue about, hey, why you buy these? Why you buy the Tide liquid instead of getting a pie?
Exactly. Yes. You bought the wrong shit because you didn't pay attention to the grocery list type shit. Yeah.
Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but all of that just and a man should be and a woman and
they don't know.
And my favorite, this entitlement era that we live in now.
Well, yeah. But that's why I said, bro, I'm just gonna teach niggas. I'm gonna give them some stuff that they, like I said, we tackling social media so that they understand that, like, okay, I get it. It is a thing. It's here to stay. But like, if you use it properly, you can get what you're trying to get out of it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see people like monetization of your page and then crashing out. Now it's over, right? Like it's to the point where you're not. Those are lesser tickets. You're not gonna get the 2,500 bags and the $1,500 bags and all this snap from these brands.
No, and to be honest, the celebrities ruined all of that because it goes back to what I said. You can get 10 million likes, and we need you to sell. McDonald's give you a burger, and they need you to sell 10,000 units in a day across the whole 50 states with these 50 million followers that you got, and you only sold 500 million.
Right. So we can't do nothing with you.
Why would we give you money?
Well, part of that too is consumer fatigue, though, too, because now people are just tired of seeing people, and the whole world is on Detroit time because the whole world now, because of social media, feels like they are a celebrity too. Now, I'm guilty of that too. Where it's like they do, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it comes down to too. You feel me? So they like what I need. If Kim Kardashian is selling some shit, well, I could do it myself.
Yeah, and when you been outside, like that's the next thing too. Like you talk to, I'm tired, bro.
Right.
Y'all can have it for real. Like I'm good.
Hey, never mind. We was about to get into it. We was up from that era when niggas started talking shit off online or whatever. We started deleting comments and shit. Be like, all right, bet. And they be like, what y'all doing? Are y'all scared? Be like, no, we got, it's all good. Whatever. You got it, player. And then we just delete everything and then we just pull up. Like, that's what we was on. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Smacking on niggas.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro.
All the dirt was before the internet type shit where it's like, oh, y'all niggas taking the comments down. Be like, yep, just you got it. Hey.
And let me say this too. There's nothing wrong with you having ads on your page that you don't want people comment on.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta remember, it's on social media, folks. You ain't gotta let people talk. You ain't gotta let people talk to you crazy on your social media. Turn the comments off. I'm a firm believer in blocking.
Well, I don't. See, here's the thing. You can. I want all of my engagement, and so that I can convert sales. When people get on there, fuck you, you asshole. Da, 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 da. I'd be like, thank you for your observation, and we appreciate your enthusiasm. Please shift some of that passion and support us by clicking the merch link, and I'll just drop it in there. Because here's the thing. I don't take nothing personally from niggas that don't know me personally. So you could come on the page and say whatever, and I'm just going to be like, I appreciate it. Like, it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
But
give a
that's
fuck.
the good thing about today's time, too. It's not hard to really get your engagement. So
Right. All you gotta do is respond back, and you ain't even gotta,
especially to the pages that you know fake pages, because you go click the page and it's a jaguar.
And that's it.
It. It's one picture of an animated jaguar, and this person following like 60 people.
Right, and they all celebrities.
Oh, like yeah, you're doing this to get your dollies. Okay.
Right. Ghost Rider.
Right.
Like,
just sitting in the cut being weird.
So I want to take this deeper, but I want to make sure that we like walking the people through what they want.
Yeah.
So we had some people submit some questions and all of that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm looking at the question myself.
Okay, so one of the first question is, what metrics and analytics should be focused on when you're trying to measure the success of an influencer campaign, or if you're trying to improve future content? So what I would say is,
think before I punch this one particularly.
You ain't gonna punch me.
Yes,
You better keep talking to whoever you talking to. Fucking podcast.
You know what I'm saying? They know what I'm doing.
Fucking
too.
podcast. When your podcast homegirls was at my house the other day, I started to get the fuck on before I was
I'm crying.
we keeping all this.
That's fine.
I'm talking about that my shit. I don't even know you, but I see you on the podcast. You know?
I hate y'all bad one too. I'm so happy that this wasn't no $1 million situation I had going on right now. Cause y'all definitely just fucked up all the church's goddamn money. And it ain't start even with y'all. Shit. Y'all about to,
I thought you was just in here politicking. You know?
no, I'm doing a whole podcast episode. I'm going in the room. Fuck y'all. No, fuck y'all. I'm going in the room. I need y'all to say 12 a.m. woof.
12 a.m. Woof, woof, woof.
There we go.
Woof, baby.
There we go. That's going in the episode for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, question 1, what metrics and analytics should be focused on to measure the success of an influencer campaign and improve future content? So I want to start first cuz this is kind of what I do in my day job.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, no, what you got? Cuz I be talking too much.
Right.
What you got?
No. Go ahead. You can answer first. Go ahead.
So a couple things. We mentioned earlier about overall engagement. We talked about like would you should be tracking your reach and your frequency of stuff more so than your likes, right? The other thing is, we talked about on the last episode about having a hook or something so that for people to click on. This is why, right? Because you need website traffic. So like if you have like a link in bio, you need to check how many times your link was clicked. Like that's your click-through rate. Also, new versus returning visitors, right? So that's a way of determining how many new people did you attract versus how many of the same people like repeat, right? Because, and I say that because even from a marketing standpoint, it's a lot easier to market to the returning people. Like you don't have to pay as much to the returning people. You've already won their trust and all of that, right? The other thing is what they call dwell time, or like time spent on page. You know what I'm saying? That's like, is your content engaging enough that when people click on there, they on there a long time? Like they were actually reading the shit that you put up there. They actually watching the videos. The other thing would be downloads or like signups, right? So if you're selling like an ebook or, you know what I'm saying, any type of here, download this, that lets you know the number of people that you actually got to do something. The other thing is, like you said, shares. That was a good one.
Shares is always going to be so going over what you said website traffic, new and returning visitors, engagement. Now, I will say this. Out of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, out of them 9, right? 4 of them kind of tie into one.
Okay. Which
And
one?
I'll just say this like this. Web traffic, engagement, shares, and backlinks
Yep. Okay.
are all like 4 fingers out of the fist.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, your fist is going to be your downloads to your sign-up rates.
Yep.
But
Yep.
here's the thing. Even if you cannot get someone to sign up for a product because people might not always have money on hand, if I can get you to download the information that I am selling or that I'm trying to put out there, 10 out of 10, if you download it, you're going to go back in. Well, I won't even say 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10, you're going to go back and look at that information.
Yep. Yep.
Now, for me, asking the question as far as to measure the success of an influencer campaign and improve future content, once again, go back to what we said earlier. Does your numbers match? Have you at least met half the goal of what it is that this company is offering to you?
Yeah.
Prime example, right? Was sis with the naturally made oil.
Mm-hmm.
When she said that, she just said it was no specific number. It was no can you sell it. It was more so just put it out there.
Yeah.
Just we don't need you to sell it. Just we need you for who you are. You know what I'm saying? You got hair, you got a beard. At least come up with a routine. You see what I'm saying?
It was brand awareness.
Yeah,
like we talked about, if you online with the brand and the brand say we want you to move units, that's where you got a conversion thing. But if they just like, hey, just do your thing
just do it. And it was one of those type of ordeals.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
To where like when people would come over, hey, let me use that oil real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or it turns into a routine of people starting to ask, like when I would do like my skin routine with the oil for my beard, it started turning into, hey, where the oil at? You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when you can start to, that's where I kind of, because everything isn't about just a financial, and that's the part people got to realize as well.
Yeah.
With these social medias and once again with the marketing too, is the fact that everything you do isn't always going to be a gain of financial, because
It's not a quick hustle. You ain't just gonna jump in there some shit, get a check. It's not.
Yeah, it ain't like you know what I'm saying. You about to go buy a bag, and you know when you go buy this bag, when you break it down, you supposed to get this. It don't work like that.
Yeah, this is a science.
This is more so like I might can bring 20 people. 3 of them just gonna share it because they can't afford it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Other 17 gonna buy it, but out of 10 of them, they're going to only buy it one time.
Yeah.
So that leaves the other 7 out of that 20 to be renewing customers.
Yep. That's the ratio. Perfect. That's how you break that down, bro. That's exactly how the shit works. You're not gonna get all of these people to buy all of it from you all at once, bro. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of product. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, the other thing I did want to point out of these metrics is bounce rate, right? Because bounce rate, this is how you determine if your shit trash, right? Or I want to say trash. That's extreme. Bounce rate determines.
You said it right, trash.
Well, if you need to do better, right? Like so, and I say that because
it's trash quality. We gotta stop. We gotta stop not being
right.
vocal and saying the truth. Like, I'm sorry, people, but some of y'all putting out some trash ass shit, and that's why it's not going on.
Yeah.
Like flat out. Like you can get Michael Jordan and dig Michael Jackson up, and he can do a moonwalk from the grave, and it ain't gonna sell because it's trash ass product.
Yeah,
flat out.
And so if you go through your click through rate and you see that, okay, we got this video that we this teaser video that we want everybody to watch, but it's 30 seconds and people not making it past the 15-second mark, then it's trash, bro. You need to. They're not engaged. Whatever you got going on, however it starts off, it's not enough to. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. And stop putting your money into it because you think it's working for you.
It's not.
Once again, from last week, your family and friends are not your market.
Right.
And number 2, your family and friends ain't gonna be your social market either.
Nah. So stop tagging. I hate when it says tag all followers. That's the equivalent to when everybody used to tag the whole family. Remember I talked about, shout out to my cousin Free Myth G, but like he used to like tag Auntie Siri. He used to tag everybody. And Auntie Siri on the motherboard at church. You think she want to hear drill and kill music? Hey, auntie, let me know what you think of my song.
It's good to see you, but you know,
Right, baby, I don't listen to that foolishness.
You hear me? No. You use some words that you shouldn't even be using. We didn't raise you like that.
Right, you're a good Christian boy. Next question. What are the best practices for negotiating brand deals?
Honestly, what works for you?
Yeah. Yep.
Like you can't. That's not really no. It gotta work for you because you don't want to allow. They're not going to allow you to pimp them, so you can't pimp yourself out to them either.
Yeah. I'm with you there. Again, being on both sides of the table, I told you how I had to go about pitching, like to get the Adidas deal. But also, when I worked at the radio station, it was my job to work on proposals and stuff for the hosts that we had and pitch them to certain brands that I was working with. You feel me? So, like, to your point, leveraging and knowing market value, right? So, again, you can't say, well, they gave Drewski and Joe Budden, you know what I'm saying, $1.3 million for DraftKings or to do those picks. I think I should get such and such, blah, blah. Okay, you're not on the same level as them.
You don't even have them type of engagement.
Right. And it's not even to sun you. We are marketing analytically looking at what they have the potential to do versus what you have the potential to do. You're not going to get the same bag as them. So understand that and humble yourself going into that shit, right?
Yeah.
Know the brand to what you said earlier. Know the brand, right? If it's a family friendly brand and all that, are you prepared to have to like give them the type of content that they're looking for? Because a lot of times when you sign that deal, they will send over what we call an insertion order. And in the insertion order, they let you know what's mandatory, like how they would like for you to go about it. We need you to tell a story about using this. We need you to mention this project, this product, and this product. We need you to speak to these features for each of these products and just do it in your own way. So there are parameters. It's not just go on there and freestyle, but they'll tell you how they want you to do it. You know what I'm saying?
And have some knowledge of who you're dealing with.
Yes.
Don't go into the deal blindsided. Mm-hmm. You'll be selling Diddy lube.
Johnson and Johnson. No.
Take that.
But you're right. You still also in knowing the brand, know who they're trying to target. I told you I knew who Adidas was trying to target, right? Because they was in a pinch. They needed to return to their roots, so to speak. So I said, okay, well, that's honestly who my core audience is, the hood. So hey, bring it on.
Hey, come on,
yeah. And so they was with that shit. But to your point, know your strengths. Know what you are willing to do. Know what you like. I read it in the Jay Prince book, the art of respect, right? The art and science of respect or whatever, right? Pick shit that you like. That way it's not a stretch for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got to step outside of your realm to do anything if you're doing the shit that you like. Rick Ross did it in his book. He said every morning he woke up, he rolled them 2 blunts and he cut his grass like on a lawnmower. Okay, so what he started to do is John Deere was like, okay, well here, we'll give you a free tractor. Just let everybody know. So hey y'all, shout out to Raw Papers or whoever was supplying his wraps, cookies, whoever he had his marijuana brand. Hey, I'm on my John Deere tractor trailer and we about to cut some grass today. And then he just be, you know what I'm saying, on live doing that. He got a check for it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So incorporate it into your daily lives. That way it ain't nothing to
see. What happens is this, man, especially with those of us in urban marketing. You'd be surprised how many of them Fortune 500 CEOs who old and decrepit and don't know what's going on outside. They got grandkids, they got nieces, they got nephews who are hip to what's going on. And they'll be like, hey, granddad, Rick Ross. Hey, who the hell is the goddamn Ross? I don't know goddamn Rick Ross. They like, nah, granddad, he's somebody who in major hip hop. You know what? How about you give your friend who owns the Patriots a call because he does a lot of business with them. Yep. And that's how. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But once again, it goes back to you got to be marketing.
Yeah. Yeah. People know. Hey.
And once again, that social media. When they go look at that social media presence, they have to see something that stands out to say, "Hey, we need that guy."
Well. 2 things. One, that's how the election was won anyway. That's a whole nother topic. But Rick Ross even said it before. Now, when we think of Bel Air Rose, we think of Rick Ross, Black Bottle Boys, right? he said they didn't want to work with him at first. So what he did was, back to your what you said earlier about the hashtags and all that, he just was giving them publicity, and everybody's like, why are you advertising that? They ain't paying you to do that. They ain't paying you to do that for a whole year. He used that hashtag Black Bottle Boys. He sat down, he finally got a meeting with them a year later, and he told them, pull up hashtag Black Bottle Boys and just look at what we've done, like at the amount of influence that we have amassed and how we've done this now. And he was able to then show up to the meeting and leverage that for a deal, right? Because he had all of this free promo, but he showed that he can move units and he could do X, Y, and Z. So then the people went back, they looked at all these areas where he was doing it at and saw how many units was being moved and was like, okay, you got a deal then. Yeah. Leverage.
And been leveraging ever since.
You feel me? Okay, next question.
Although that's a terrible champagne.
Well, yes. We didn't know that at the time. It was just marketing. Just like Ciroc. Dang. Yeah. Sorry, Diddy. Not sorry. Back to that point though. Next question. How can we leverage SEO and content optimization techniques to increase visibility and engagement on Instagram and TikTok?
I'll let you answer that one first.
What you said earlier, hone in on your industry, your geographic area. I think that geo targeting is helps you be as specific as possible. Particularly with me, when I was advertising and building the podcast network and all the brands and stuff, I focused primarily on Detroit and Houston. And as I started to see other markets, like on my listener, like my insights show that I got these other cities, then I started to incorporate that. Remember way back when we first started and I did the audio road trip where I was highlighting certain cities and doing all that. I did that on purpose because those was the other cities outside of Detroit and Houston where, so like Tulsa, Cleveland, Memphis, like cities where like I got like juice in, like, but I'm still trying to grow it. DC, like, you know what I'm saying? Chicago, like it's and you hone in that way and you do it, and then your algorithm will reflect that. You understand what I'm saying? And if you do it that way, then it'll start to grow, and then you just kind of just make your rounds around there.
And you'll be able to see it grow from a homegrown standpoint. And like you said, you'll be able to go into these meetings and show what it is that you already got.
Yeah.
You got to already have yourself into a mode of, when I get into these meetings, it's kind of more so if you want to have this opportunity of it as in your mindset, I really want this deal because it's going to come with some good money. But at the same time, if y'all don't give it to me, I know if I don't get it from y'all, I can go to your competitors because I have made my social presence so impactful to where, okay, if Coke don't want to give it to me, I go to Pepsi. And if Pepsi don't want to go give it to me, I can go to 7-Up. And if 7-Up don't want to give it to me,
Faygo.
I can go to Faygo.
Yep. And Faygo gonna show the most love because all we gotta do is just Detroit the fuck out of that shit. There we go.
You know what I'm saying? So with that, it's double to what we said. You just got to be polished. And like I said, knowing your market and knowing what it is you're getting into.
Okay. Next question. What are the best strategies for growing a follower base in a way that attracts more brand collaborations and increases marketability?
You got to collab, people. Stop thinking you bigger than other people. Stop. Listen. Stop. Here's the thing, and I'm saying this to say, listen. I'm saying this from the standpoint like this. Sometimes, right, you don't know that this person who only got 500 followers online has a 5,000 following in real life.
Yeah, I get you that. Followers versus a following is two different types of.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't keep thinking because, this person only got 300 followers. Yeah, but I got 3,000 people who gonna buy whatever in real life because some people we are getting to a point now where people are unplugging themselves from social media because it's taking up too much time.
Yeah.
And we're, like you said earlier, we're being oversaturated with everything. Yeah. I know one thing, I don't want to see another BBL butt.
Fake butt
you know
that took over.
Like that was some of the worst marketing that came out. Yeah. Like ladies have the BBL turned into a cosmetic surgery into now Damn.
It's a deep fake now.
The real estate agent got a BBL. The lawyer got a BBL. The 5-star chef got a BBL. The nurse at the hospital got a BBL.
The niggas got BBLs now.
You know? And they already some bands. You know what I'm
saying?
Yeah. You a band with a BBL.
But I do gotta disagree with you to a certain extent,
Go
bro.
ahead.
And this is just me in my experience, right? To your point, yes, you should know who you're working with and have an idea of like what they trying to do and all that. But this is somebody who I was all, yeah, let's collaborate. But then after a while, you realize that like they just kind of riding off of your wave and not necessarily like, you know, they're not showing up with their people and then you got your people in this. And so a tactic to identify this or a mind frame to consider it from is you want to work with people that are at the top of their pyramid, right? You're at the top of your pyramid. You want to work with other people that are at the top of their pyramid. Also, if people are waiting for you to do the work, then and they don't have no other motion is the term if they only do it is, for instance, I'm not gonna say no names, but if this motherfucker see it, it is what it is. There is a podcaster out there that only did podcasts when he was a guest on like certain podcasts that we was doing and stuff, but only that. He didn't do no other episodes. He didn't do he would go 2 or 3 years and he'd be like, oh, I'm back, y'all. But it would only be with like us and the Auto Bros and all this and that. You feel me? Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, are you really a podcaster or are you just doing that for access just to feel like, you know what I'm saying? You part of the shit. So I say that to say you are. Some people are better than people, bro. I'm just, you know how I get down. Like let's tell you what the truth is. If I put the work in and if I've been grinding away at this shit, and if I'm 400 episodes in, I'm better than niggas. You know what I'm saying? Than the niggas who did episode 7 and just quit. Like, there's some niggas that don't make it past 10 episodes. Or some niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just better than that. No, for me to lower my shit to collaborate with a nigga that don't got no merch, don't got no website, like...
No, we ain't doing that. Listen, now, this one thing. Now, let me take this back. Now, I don't want people to think that from what I said. Because we ain't... I'm
just clarifying for experience.
We ain't in school. Listen, we ain't in school no more. Your ass gonna help to be part of this motherfucking group project.
Yes.
It ain't just gonna be your ass sitting back. Now, I don't care that you're popular. You gonna popularize Adidas. You know what I'm saying? But you on point. You on point for sure. No easy rides for sure.
Nah,
it wasn't easy for you.
Right. You know how it was, bro. Nigga had to. How many times did you have to fill in? Cause like I couldn't find nobody. Hey, bro, I just need you to hop on for 20 minutes right here and this that.
I can slide on in, brother. It worked.
Yeah.
Hey, we here now.
Right. So a couple other things I say to that about collaborations and increasing marketability. Look around you. Everything you do, look for the opportunities in that, right? So if you got a certain type of a swisher or a certain type of wrap that you like to smoke your weed with, utilize that. If it's a certain outfit or a brand that you wear all the time, that's just your shit, reach out. You know what I'm saying? If you have a favorite store or a restaurant that you go to, man, when you go up in there, you know this because you was hosting at clubs and all that, right? So you pull the manager to the side, hey, like, can we get a night? You know what I'm saying? Can we get a Tuesday or something? Can I get a special? You know, if somebody come in here and ask for the, you know what I'm saying, the Cass burger or some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Cass burger with fries, please.
You feel me? And then you come back in and it's like, oh, how many of these did we move? Like for me advertising. My wife do that where it's a spa down here that she goes to, her and her sisters, right? And so she worked out a deal with the people and she talks about it on her vlog. And so they give her like 30% off when she go like for her services. But like they said, like 15 people over the course of a month have come in asking for, you know what I'm saying, my wife's deal or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you do that.
Listen, people fail to realize, man, Rome wasn't built overnight. Everybody ain't just gonna come in and sell 1,000 units. Sometimes these companies just want to see you sell 5.
Right. Just move the needle. Yeah.
Just move it. We'll supply you with everything. Once we can see that you got some motion and you're not stagnant, we can work something.
Now, the other thing to that, right? Because that's having a conversation. The next thing I would say is if you're serious about this, right? Because then from there, it's not even just reaching out to the people. You start going after the agencies and stuff. So have you a list of agencies, you know what I'm saying? Digital agencies, advertising agencies, all of that. And then make you a one-sheeter, right? It's like a little resume or a little promo sheet or whatever. Got you a nice little headshot. Speak to how, you know, you give your statistics, what platforms are you on? What type of content do you do? What are your interests? You know, it's just like a little bio. right? So that they know. And I say this because after you leave the meeting and they passing that mug around the marketing team and this and that, oh, we got this guy, we got this. It's like a casting call,
it's
right?
Like a check. It helps check off checkpoints.
Yes. Now, the other thing, and our idea for this show started at this, well, it started way back in the day, but go to networking events, right? Make it a point to leave with a certain amount of new contacts, new customers, and actual followers. Like, go work the event, holler at some people, get new followers by, hey, what's your Instagram? That's a lot more way to grow your following than just...
I would tell people this right now. You'd be surprised how much of an impact you'll leave when you write somebody's information down with a paper and pen compared to you pulling out a phone.
Yep. Wait, so you still believe in business cards?
Hell fucking yeah.
Me too. Old school.
Yeah.
Handshaking a business card, nigga. Eye contact, strong grip. Hey, how you doing?
You
Hey,
don't even
logo.
understand. Your business card can have all your social media on there with that little box on there. They put their
The QR code? Yep.
The QR code. What
Yep.
Man, let me tell you something. You know, when I was working at Chase Bank, I loved them damn business cards. But I couldn't wait. I was only there for 3 weeks after I got them. But hey, I passed the fuck out them goddamn cards.
Yep.
Boy.
Hey, how you doing? Hey,
How you doing? You got a bank account?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. When I first
Get
at
straight to the point.
well, when I was at the marketing agency, you know, and I was like single and trying to mingle and shit, I thought it was, hey, here's my business card. Call me sometime.
Hey, listen.
You Mr. Two-Face?
Here's my business card. And matter of fact, let me write down my personal.
Right. That's my business 9. I'm only from 9 to 5.
That's how it worked though. Because with that card, a person if he didn't talk, I work in our marketing department. Here's my personal number. If you can't reach me at the job, so we can get this. Man, you know who else used to do that? Shouts out to DJ List, man. That's how List used to keep his parties going. List got half probably the city's birthday still wrote down somewhere from when you was going to his party where as soon as you came in, before you paid, can we get your name, phone number, birthday, and your social media handle? Those 4 things right there.
Yep.
If you can get those 4, and then you can make a blast out to where you can blast the email or a blast text, man, that's a whole nother type of marketing right there.
That's email. So that's. I'll make sure we do a deeper dive on that because I always say if you having an event or something, collect people's information. That way you keep that running database and let people know about new ones. When we talk about return customers or return visits and this and that, and then you just let them know. So another trick I learned doing event marketing is have them sign up, right? You keep all the information in the database, like a little spreadsheet or whatever, send it out every time, but have a prize at each event. Be like, all right, well, back then it was like Beats headphones, a gift card, you know what I'm saying? Here's a $50 gift card for Amazon.
Back in the day, and they still kind of do it at the club now. Like niggas was giving away Gucci bags.
Yeah.
A belt. You might I ain't gonna lie, the jewelry stores up here now, they still give away Cartier guys. So see? You know what I'm saying?
And then they rob you for them in the parking lot after.
No, this ain't like Hot Wheels City.
Okay. I was about to say like, oh, you want a free pair of buffs? All right, just wear them out. Yep, you'll be all right. Hey, give me your glasses. Like,
yeah. We want to see you wear these at the Southfield Star on a Friday night. Don't bring your parents.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you'll have on a red T-shirt, right? Okay. Yeah, we'll see you in the parking lot. Yeah.
Don't you worry about it.
We'll get that shit back. You keep winning the same glasses,
bro. What time is it?
We got one more.
We got one more question?
Yes.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I get this person to turn it on. There we go. Appreciate it. There we go. Yeah. One last question, please.
Okay. Last question.
We ain't doing this. Listen. I'm going to the cafe from here on out.
What are the best ways to differentiate physical stores, and like Google Forms and all that from online only competitors? So like basically brick and mortar and then online, and then how do you create an experience that encourages customers to shop locally? So
honestly, I will say this. In today's time, I feel like it's harder for people to keep an internet store because it's oversaturated, like we said. It is so much easier when you have a brick and mortar because this building ain't, you see what I'm saying? Like, this building ain't going nowhere. You see what I mean? Like, so when it comes to, it's kind of like, you gotta, how can I put this without sounding off the wall?
Say it. Say that shit. Shoot it.
Because here's the thing, bro.
Shoot it.
Because it's like prime is. It's like it's easier, bro, for you to have to just pull up to a location compared to something online, especially in the time we living in. Like people getting they Instagram stole left and right. Like I just watched my homegirl get her Instagram stole in the middle of me and her having a whole conversation on Instagram. Like it went from me and her having the conversation to the next thing she was posting was talking about, oh, I just got $10,000 from Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's kind of hard these days to kind of like say which is going to be the better for you to do unless this is a company to where they have put in enough work to where they have a storefront and for a fact their online is legit.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? Like, cause now like with online stores, bro, it's so easy for people to get scammed now. Like even with my job, like for what I do, we just had some customers to call in. Well, matter of fact, I just had a customer last week. She said she was trying to get signed up for something that we offer, right? And when they asked her for her credit card information, they asked for the credit card information. Then they asked for the address that she had before the address she was signing up. And she was like, that don't sound right. And I'm like, yeah, man, we would never ask you for that. And then for my part, because of the vendor who I work with, when we get people's credit card information, we pause the recording. So home serve hears it. The main vendor still hears it, but for on our end, they don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They don't.
Because so you protect their information.
So you can protect. Yeah. Yep. So it's just like with it's easier for me to differentiate from going to an actual building and ordering online because it's like it's there. Like that building is there. You see what I'm saying? Like even if they left. Like when businesses move, like so let's just say prime example, if the business was on 7 Mile in Miami and they say if you pull up to the business, you realize because you don't have a social media or something like that, or something happened to your social media, you realize, oh dang, this ain't even a spot. That old building to have a sign on the older building to say, oh, we moved down the street to 6 Mile.
Yep. Where social media, you don't know. You can't find them again. You
see what I'm saying? And like prime example, my nigga Sada, when Sada lost that Instagram page in the midst of him having that push, like right after the Whole Lot of Choppers remix with Nicki Minaj, it was hard for him to get that momentum back, and he speak on it now because once your main Instagram is gone, bro.
Oh yeah.
It's
because now you can't rebuild it up as quickly as back then.
Before, yeah. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's a little easier to you know what I'm saying, have a actual physical store and to differentiate just based on the times of what we living in. Because like people are losing that. Not only are people losing their IP sites too.
Yeah. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like imagine you went through GoDaddy, and I think GoDaddy ain't even.
Nah, I don't think they around no more.
You see what I'm saying? So you lost yours because you've lost your online store. Because the people who you got your website through are no longer around compared to can't nobody take no building from up underneath. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So no, I'm with you there. I think that it's still subjective, right? Because online still has its advantages, right? Then hear me out. Because you're right 100%, right? But if you don't have the money for the overhead to afford all of that, or if you, let's say for instance, you selling merch, right? And you got hella t-shirts, but like you don't have the sizes that you need. You need more 2Xs, you need more 3Xs, but then you move in like more larges and mediums, but then now the 3XLs and the 4XLs is collecting dust. I do believe in the online store for like pre-ordering, right? So that you can just make your, if like how I'll do it. At first, I was just going to get a whole bunch of boxes of merch and just have them just sitting around, right? But I'm like, bro, I don't have the space for that. So now you place the order and then I get it printed and all of that, and then I ship it out, right? To your point too, as far as like with the websites, there are some secured like stuff that like Honeybook, I think is one. Of course, Zelle is in there, right? There are certain things that you could use, or if you have the store set up a certain way, like through like Squarespace or Wix or something like that, they have secured like ways for you to do all of that. But the skepticism of people shopping online and all is there. So I think you would benefit from having a mixture of both. You know what I'm saying? Like how you said, like so that you still have the physical, and that way, if something happens online, you can still like have that physical to fall back on. The other thing I would say is hosting events. doing pop-up activations and all that, because like if it's a festival going on, you know, Inkster, they be doing a lot of festivals and shit out there in the summertime. So it's like, nigga, we know how many people. It's normally 1,500 people or 15,000 people at this festival during this time. I could print out like X amount of shirts, and I know for a fact, you know, like you say, have a number. I'm gonna get all of these off at this thing. I'm gonna have, you know what I'm saying, larges and extra large as the main ones, couple mediums, couple smalls, and have it that way. I think that the main thing too, and this comes to like activations and all of that, and you know this because you've done hella events. Curate experiences that bring people together and make them feel good, right? We all look at, people still want to get out and be social. They don't want the they about to shoot, they about to start shooting. Yeah. If you got good music, good food, and good vibes just flowing, and people really like, this is how you collaborate too, because everybody got skin in the game.
Let me say one thing. Shouts out to Taylor Made Rico who brought me in with the whole, you know what I'm saying?
You going way back in
bro. Like, shouts out to my time at Taylor Made. Cause like, see, you went to school for the marketing, and I just learned that shit for being outside. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Bro, Rico said one thing to me, and it stuck with me. When you are throwing events, as long as people know they're gonna have a good time, and B, going home safe, they gonna rock with you forever.
Yep.
Look how long Jay Neely and them been doing parties, bro. Jay Neely been doing parties so long, he has a established club in the heart of downtown. District 78, shout out to him and Kenny Valentino.
Okay.
They are rocking. You see what I'm saying? These is two black brothers that I know. You know, me and Kenny Valentino went to church. That's really like another best friend of mine. You know, that's my church best friend. You see what I'm saying? Seeing from with the radio to now you a club owner, all of that came because with Kenny's name came, well, y'all the complete opposite. I got the ghetto crowd. Kenny stopped hosting ghetto. I'm running to it. You see what I'm saying? But that was my, you see what I'm saying? Like that
was your lane.
You see what I'm saying? This is my lane. You see what I'm saying? Although bro didn't pave the way, there's a couple of people. Shouts out to Mark D. All the people who paved the way for me to excel the way I did with it. It boiled down, like you said, people want to know they're going to have a good time. B, they're going to be at home safe. And C is it has to be curated to the market of your people's pockets. Everybody ain't got no, listen, the time you living in now, you can't have your tickets can't always be $25. You might make them tickets $15.
Yeah. What the other thing you touched on too, real quick, having it in a series, because then you build a community that way. Because if you have 3-4 events and everybody liking the same, people keep coming back to it, and people get to know each other, they start to recognize each other, you start to build that rapport with each other and stuff. That's how and then now you have a community, an ecosystem now where everybody kind of see what everybody doing in a good way, and people will work and collab with each other from there.
Like a fish tank. Yep. Like a fish tank. You know what I'm saying? That's why people always, why would you go get an algae eater? Because if the algae eater eats the algae out the tank, so your other pretty fish don't die.
Yep. No, it's gonna be some.
You feel me?
You gotta curate it a certain way. We need these types of people here. These types of people. We need some beautiful women.
You got to and your fish tank. You got the beautiful ground. You know what I'm saying? Your water is your base. You feel me? Now in this case, water and I'm going to use it. That's going to be your money.
Yeah.
You want to float the money right. You know what I'm saying? You don't want no dirty money, so you got to have an algae eater.
Yep.
You feel me? And in today's world, that'll kind of be like your accountant, your lawyer, to make sure that these deals are set. That's the next thing. That's one thing we ain't talking about, bro. Throughout this whole episode. Make sure your legal matters are in order when you get these deals too. Because people talk bad about Diddy and those bad boy deals they had. But here's the thing. Y'all chose to go with bad boys lawyers instead of having your own. Yep. These companies, once again, they're gonna wipe their own ass before they wipe yours.
Yeah. Well, and I skipped over that. That's on me, because when I said the insertion order, you get a contract, and then once you sign that, then they send over the insertion order. So I left that part out. My bad. Oh, main thing is anything that says perpetuity, run away, run away. It'll be on page 3, paragraph 5, like way in the small, and it'll just be like perpetuity.
Yeah. Gotta make sure you got somebody who's reading them contracts for you. But like I said, so going back, that's part of your aquarium. That's your algae. That's the one who's making sure, you know what I'm saying? The next thing is with the aquarium, you gotta make sure your filter is straight, so that the water is flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, cleaning up your social media, making sure that when you are about to add these other fish,
Yeah.
you feel me?
Yep.
The goldfish can't be in the same. A goldfish can live in shit.
Yeah.
You can't have a tropical fish in here with this goldfish.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It ain't gonna. So you gotta have everything has to align in order with because here's the thing, your social media presence also in today's time is the very first thing on people think how you are.
Yep.
So you can't keep always like now with my social media, I don't really put a lot of personal stuff on it no more.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put the daily prayer on there because that's what something that people are. That's one thing I know for a fact my followers are looking for. And I feel bad this week because I was in my own little world with it. I kind of fell off. But when you have enough people who are saying, hey, where's that at? That lets you know that
it's a demand for that.
The demand for that is there. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's just like, okay, I know that's working for me.
Cause like with me, I'm the opposite. I put my personal shit on there, but because I'm showing niggas how I'm walking, right? Like, again, family, right? So I feel like in this new shift that I'm trying to go with, right, I'm trying to show my marketing prowess and all of that, but also I'm showing me being a dad and how I'm like building my family. Now, again, because I don't post everything that I do with my kids on there, but I show that side of me because everybody has been watching me like evolve and grow, and they excited to see me, you know what I'm saying, move into this.
And let me say this too. All of us have some internet kids. Yeah. Like I got so many internet babies that have graduated this year that makes me so.
We leaders in our community, bro. Like that's what it is.
And not even just being a leader, just like you know how you and somebody been friends so long to where like you're never going to remove this person from your friend log because they've been there, and y'all might only talk maybe once a year, every 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday!
But when y'all see each other's kids, or you see this person and graduated or something, y'all that's still part of your community.
Oh yeah,
you see what I'm saying? And that's one thing about social media I will say as well is good as far as when you're doing business it also shows how wrong some of these people have been friends with you. So boom, like you said, going back to Ross with the
Bel Air
deal.
Yeah.
If we can go back as a company, if it's my company, right, not gonna be like, okay, well shoot, I see Love been following the company since 2000.
Day one.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, you've been following us since 2000, but you just not want to start the business was in 2015. But by 2017, you was able to show me, hey, look at this that I done did.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That lets me know you believe in what it is that we have going on.
And you always have.
You see what I'm saying? So before we even thought to do business together, even if you wasn't doing business, you already know we got to, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. And that's how it worked. That's exactly how that shit worked.
So, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. But yeah, good shit, bro. Anything else you want to add before we slide up out of here?
We doing the music spotlight this week. Shout out to my nigga Mac Nichols.
Oh, Lodge Boys Mac Nichols. He came back with some heat.
Hey, no, he just Mac now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I'm saying for the people because remember we got a national audience. They like, who the fuck is Mac Nichols? One of the slickest talkingest people that you'd have never heard coming out the West.
This new tape, it is called A Run to Remember Volume 1. Shout out to Mac. He is talking. Listen, from here on out, we back to getting money.
Okay.
We are strictly on get money music. This is
make Detroit player again.
You hear me? Yeah. Shout out to Mac. Shout out to 12 a.m. Wolf, man. We here. Episode
3 and counting. We got more heat though. We got a whole plan for y'all, and hopefully y'all learning from this stuff. We got such good feedback from the first 2 episodes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had to come back with this one. And again, think wisely on how you utilize your social media, man. It can be a tool. I know everybody's over it now, and yes, you should unplug. But when you hop on ready to work. You know what I'm saying? We gave y'all the tools when you hop on to know what to do. Get busy. You feel me?
Clean it up, people. Clean it up.
Yeah. But all right, man. It's been another episode of 12 a.m. Wolfcast. Tell them where they can follow you at real quick.
You can find me at Casanova Hefner on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can follow.
I don't give out my Facebook.
Yeah, he's like, nah, that's only for auntie and them.
I just feel like Facebook I just keep that for family, bro. Like, I'm at a point now to where like I kind of just use Facebook is really like my digital spot for me to just keep up with the fam,
Yeah.
for real. I'm old school with Facebook, for real. If you want to see what I'm smoking and all that, you got to go to Instagram and look at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to see me just talking shit in daily life, get a laugh, and just, it might seem like I really care about what's going on in the world, and I really don't, because, you know, I have this influence to ruffle feathers, and I like to do that sometimes.
Trolling.
Yeah, but trolling in a good way. Nothing is going, you know what I'm saying? Nothing where I ain't disrespecting nobody, or, you know what I'm saying?
You see, I unplug, bro. I don't care. I stopped giving my 2 cents. I stopped giving my 2 cents, bro. I don't give a fuck. No,
I'm happy that you know. Yeah, you know, I love when you. I like this new part where you at, especially on Facebook now, because you know, I just.
No, you be encouraging me, bro. You be like, "Nah, bro, burn this shit."
This the thing, you know. It'd be like, bro, after a while, this is, you know, we Spartans at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We from G Block.
They don't know that though. They think I'm just this like college. According to
this, bro, we between me and this man alone, bro, we 300. Feel me? We 150 and 150. We the dream team. Shout out to her.
Slanging that iron in the field, literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I see my man's like, if he decide he want to pop his shit today, shit, he
standing on it.
I'm a smear.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
but I'm with you there, and that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, bro, like, let me just pop this shit a couple times, man, because I'm tired of just letting everybody else don't even have the credentials to do the shit that they doing and saying this shit. Like,
and what I will say is this: is y'all to see with these episodes, like, we cuss on here, we open up and be personal, but at the same time, we go back to what we said in the episode. We have a level of polished talk. Yeah. We don't have to use cuss words to explain ourselves. We grown as hell.
Shit,
we're going to say,
I do it because I can. God damn it.
That's what I'm saying, though. We don't have to, though, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't.
I don't cuss at my day job, so I purposely cuss on here because this is my shit. Like, I get to do what I want.
Yeah. Fuck me, you feel me?
Yeah. Sorry, auntie. Sorry.
Hey, my bad,
sorry.
Hey, look, mama gonna get on. She's like, now why y'all do that at the end?
It's at the end. But yeah, follow me, Esky Gross. Follow the page, the 12am_Wolfman, and then also follow Inaudible Ruckus on YouTube. That's where we putting Inaudible Ruckus podcast on YouTube. That's where all the videos and all the other content gonna be. And so look out for like little micro content and stuff that we'll post on the page like throughout the week. We want to keep y'all engaged, and we just appreciate y'all checking us out while we build this thing up right in front of y'all. It's like Benny Hannes back in the day, man. We cooked this shit right in front of you.
Oh, one more thing when we get out here. Hey, listen, I do want to say this, man. Hey, God bless y'all. If you know, I don't know why I just gave in my heart like that, but I just want to say, if you listening, you know what I'm saying, you going through something, put your faith and prayers in God and not man. Man won't let you down. God ain't gonna never let you down.
Never.
12 a.m.
We out.